السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. See no evil, hear no evil. Bro Hajji is at it again. And he made a very interesting video that I found very interesting. And it's more interesting to respond to it because it's one of the, with all due respect, one of the silliest things I've ever seen online. The argument made and the accusation is so silly, I'm really struggling to put it in words. Like, something like this does not even require an actual answer or a clarification, but we are living in times where those things are needed nowadays, just because the nature of the audience is one which is easily swayed by whoever they watch and listen to. Every time someone brings an argument, they're like, oh, this is a strong argument. I guess I'm going to believe it. And because most of these people lack the foundations of this deen, they tend to misunderstand or misconstrue some of these matters. So in order to make it easy for everybody and to also give the brother his fair shot of a response, I will actually react to this video that is very funny and give him the satisfactory answers, inshallah. And of course, this is part of a bigger campaign by a bigger camp that is at us again, and you have become used to it now. The camp of the so-called bootlicking madkhalis versus the khariji instigators slash, or people that flirt with takfir more often than not. That's where we're at right now. This is the kind of beef that we're having, and it's fine. It's fine. You as a Muslim, however, you as a layman, you need to be on the side of the truth, and you need to be on the side of safety. Remember the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Da' ma yuribuka ila ma la yuribuk." Leave that which you are doubtful about to that which you have no doubt about. And remember the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he said, "Inna al-halala bayyin wa inna al-harama bayyin wa baynahuma umurun mushtabihatun la ya'lamuhunna kathirun min an-nas." Halal is clear and haram is clear, and between them are doubtful matters that many people don't know. فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبُهَاتِ, whoever stays away from those doubtful matters, فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِدِينِهِ وَعِرْضِهِ, he has protected and safeguarded his religion and his honor and dignity. So when we delve into the issue of, do I criticize the rulers or I don't? Do I, call for revolution or I don't? Am I pro-khuruj or am I not? What would be the safer position? We can all agree that the safer position is that you don't involve yourself in this, and that you as a Muslim work on rectifying yourself and your family so that Allah Azza wa Jal will bring about the victory for the practicing, adherent Muslims who are reviving the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's how it's going to happen. Otherwise, all of these people have made khuruj from the time of the Sahaba until now. None of them succeeded. Not once did these people succeed in any single mission that they have done. So if you want to learn from history, then you probably want to be on our side, which is the safe side. That safe side is substantiated with Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', obviously, and you have all these people that are trying to find exceptions from this ijma', some odd opinions, odd behaviors of certain individuals that have been refuted in the past, in order to substantiate and justify that what they're doing is completely fine. It's a matter of difference of opinion. It's an ijtihadi matter. عادي يعني ما, don't make a big fuss. La, you have to make a big fuss, because that opinion that you're taking is an opinion that is dismissed. It is shadh. It is unacceptable. I will justify that inshallah, and I will give you the receipts for those statements. But before, I'm sure you must be, as much as I am, tired of hearing this nasheed in the beginning of every video with this bro Hajji. I'm gonna say bro with the Arab accent. Bro, please spare us this intro, Habibi. خلص حفظنا النشيد كم مرة تبدى الخيال بعلبه وكم مدري ايش خلصنا طيب ماشي وقعنا all this Hollywood stuff خلاص. Do something where it's just straightforward, man. Your logo that you're selling right now as stickers, you could buy a sticker for BJ or BH, I'm sorry, BH, and you pay money to get a sticker. Like I saw this on YouTube, I was like baffled, like wow, this is where that's the point we've reached. Keep it simple, akhi, please, because every time I have to do a reaction video, I have to go through all this. Okay.
Is the one who says kalimatu haqq.
So that's me now. I'm the speaking. He's actually reacting or commenting on a video of mine. No problem. As long as there's no violation, no transgression in terms of the use of words and the choice of words. I accept criticism all day, every day. You could still be upset with me. You could still, have a slip of a tongue here and there. No problem, akhi. I forgive you like I forgive everybody else. As long as a person's not constantly just, using foul language like some of these people on Twitter. That's fine. I'll accept criticism and I will stand corrected when I'm wrong.
Be the one who says it at the feet of the oppressive.
So this is me in a previous video inviting Daniel and Brother Hajji to come here to Saudi Arabia and do the Inkar al-Munkar firsthand, as opposed to doing it from the UK, Birmingham, or from Texas, United States. Very convenient for you to be living. Again, I'm going to repeat that point because that point should resonate well with the people. It's very convenient to be living among the disbelievers, a place where I once lived. And I was under the impression, according to Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah and others, that it's an obligation to migrate in the cause of Allah and for the sake of Allah to a Muslim country or a Muslim majority country or a place that is better than the West if you're able to do so. And we acted upon what we believe is part of the religion. Whether Allah Azza wa Jal accepted that from me or not is besides the point. I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm saying this to make it a point that I was living in the States. And I did live in Texas and Los Angeles and in New York. And I had, I lived the crazy lifestyle there, and then Allah guided me there as well. And I could have easily been the imam of any of these masajid in spite of my underqualifications. I was still offered jobs as an imam, 2-story house with my family taken care of, just give khutbah Friday sermon and give some classes and lead the salah, and life was good. But, we wanted to be in a Muslim country where our children will be raised in a Muslim environment so they don't have to deal with all the nonsense that is taking place in these Western countries. So you guys, for whether you're unable, I give you the benefit of the doubt, to you or Daniel, any other Muslim. I'm assuming y'all are unable to leave the land of the kuffar in spite of the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, أَنَا بَرِيءٌ مِّن كُلِّ مُسْلِمٍ يَعِيشُ بَيْنَ أَظْهِرِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. I am innocent of every Muslim who lives among the disbelievers. And there are many hadith to this effect. I'm assuming you don't know these hadith, or you're unable to leave, assuming you cannot leave. If you're able to leave and you're living among the kuffar, I find it rather baffling that you're really worried about what's going on our side of the world instead of yours. Instead of you, actually, your own salvation, the salvation of your own children, who at this point are being fed all types of LGBT stuff in school, and you can't even voice your opinion, you can't speak about it, you can't even tell them that they can't change their gender, and very soon, your own children will be taken away from you and you will be imprisoned for trying to oppose the agenda of the West. So you're fine with that? You're fine living over there and raising your children over there? And we who have made certain sacrifices fi sabilillah, may Allah Azza wa Jal accept, we are the one who are being attacked for not having Umar ibn al-Khattab as the imam and the ruler. طيب ماشي جزاك الله خير.
Ruler. Be that strong warrior.
That looks like me.
Come, ta'al, show us what you got. So
Sorry,
listen
Mussab,
to this, man. You're living in a Muslim land, you better.
I've said it.
And we know the scholars have a discussion.
See, this is one of the issues that I have. And this shows the lack of principles among these brothers. And Brother Hajji is one of many of these very strange type of du'at who find it permissible to post impermissible things to tell the people that they are impermissible. You understand the absolute nonsensical lack of logic? It is permissible for them to post impermissible stuff to tell you that they're impermissible. Those are better than the Ali Da'wah group who will post things that are impermissible and don't even bother that the fact that they're impermissible. He will literally interview a woman that is not even wearing any hijab whatsoever. An adi. She's a non-Muslim, so it's fine. Just put it on YouTube, let the whole world watch it. Not at his job, what he was doing work. No, this is his own da'wah, because I know that's the one that he's holding. He's happy to have this against me. Ya Sheikh, ruh, ya Sheikh. You want to expose. Allah will expose you. You want to expose. Allah will expose you. People trying to find something that happened in my professional career and continue to twist my arm in order for me not to speak against them is the lowliest thing you could see among the du'at. But this is how they conduct themselves. And in spite of that, I've gotten rid of that video. Alhamdulillah, removed it from this life. And if anyone would ever want to bring it back and resurrect it and post it, Alhamdulillah. If you do it, believe me, two things will happen. You will have a big chunk of your good deeds for me on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and Allah will expose you sooner or later, because that was not similar to me bringing on One Way to Paradise and bringing some lady and having a discussion with her about whatever. It is not the same. I'm saying this for those who know. Those who know. Ala kulli hal. So in this clip, this brother's actually playing music. Playing music. Is that halal for you to have music on you made the whole world listen to it? Huh? Just like the people who were showing this, these two Indian women, the Christian Indians who were raped in India, they have a picture of them, naked, even though they're blurred, they're still naked women, and some man groping her. And they're saying, look at this, what India's doing, look at the Hindus, what they're doing. Ya akhi, why are you posting a picture of a naked woman aslan? And you cannot forbid the evil without publicizing it to the people. So yeah, brother Hajji, let me teach you some fundamentals of Islam. It is not allowed. It is not allowed for you to post haram things to tell the people that they're haram. You're actually advertising and promoting and pushing this forward. Yani if people have never seen these videos, now they have seen thanks to you. And you will bear the sin of exposing other Muslim sins. Because these are people that disobeyed Allah. No doubt these people disobeyed Allah, and you're exposing it to the whole world. You think it's halal? You think it's halal? Don't you think that these people have rights? Ala kulli hal, I will mute the video because he's trying to use this part here about loud music in a public gathering and some, celebration of the National Day, I think. So it's muted. Adi. Then we're gonna let him speak soon. Okay, brother, lahza. Listen to this question he asked me. One of the most amazing questions I've ever heard.
These violations were going on right under you.
Okay.
You said these violations were going on right under your nose.
Wait, sorry guys.
Were you, Abu Mussab, when these violations were going on right under your nose?
Where were you, Abu Mussab, when these violations were going right under your nose? Man, do you know how big the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is? I don't know, is Birmingham your city like a street? The whole city is a street? So if anybody celebrated something, it's gonna happen, gonna right under your nose? Where was I? I was at home minding my business. Whenever there are events of this nature, I don't go out and involve myself in any of those events. So this claim that where were you when those events were taking place right under your nose makes it seem like I'm the one in charge of Riyadh. I'm the one running this country. And then I'm allowing all these things to happen and I'm just being silent because I am see no evil, hear no evil. Yeah. What kind of question is this? Where was I? I was minding my business because I'm not going to be involved in something that is haram, clearly. And if you want, the other option is you want me to be enjoining what is good, forbidding what is evil, right? So me personally, when I am around people that are listening to music, I do enjoy what is good, forbid what is evil. But do you want me to record it? So your expectation, in order for me to be a sincere, genuine, honest Muslim who's not, according to you, double standard Muslim, I'm supposed to have, a bunch of cameramen with me, my family, my kids, anybody from the street, say, come on guys, let's hit the streets. I'm going to go to these people celebrating this event or that event or play music loud. And I'm going to say, hey, اتقوا الله يا عباد الله ارجعوا إلى البيت. And then, I put it on YouTube so I could show off and tell the people, look, mashallah, tabarakallah, look at me, the lion of Islam, enjoying the good, forbidding what is evil. Everybody could say, Abu Mussab, mashallah, we've never seen an imam like you in this world. What are you talking about, ya akhi? What are you talking about? Assuming that I enjoy the good, forbid the evil, do I have to make it public? Do I have to tell you about it? Do I have to post it online? Can I not possibly do it on my own? Thirdly, do you really think that once I go tell the people, hey, go home, everybody's gonna just go home? So it's happening all under my nose and I'm doing absolutely nothing about it. Like if I were to do something, I will change the world. Like everybody's waiting for Abu Mus'ab's reaction and opinion. Ya akhi, how do you even ask this question, ya Captain? If you want to hate on me, brother, hate on me with valid stuff. Hate on me with something legit that we can at least discuss. This is ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous, man.
I'd like to ask. You said, obviously, disturbance and this and music and dancing and again أخف مفسدتين.
مفسدتين. طيب, let's take a basic Arabic course because y'all wanna call me out for my Arabic, and I will clarify for the millionth time. Those two Deobandi individuals, I don't want to call them bad names. Those guys who have reached a point right now where they made a reaction video to Asim al-Hakim, also calling him a bootlicker and calling him names. Those individuals literally went through hours, tens, hundreds of hours of my classes, fetching for mistakes wherein I'm doing live translation of a book. And they're picking out one of two mistakes, either something that is of grammatical nature, where you have to do the conjugation in your mind as you're speaking. And if you know Arabic, bro, Hajji, you will know what I'm talking about. Meaning you have to know that this one أداة جزم, and this is أداة نصب وكان وأخواتها وأن والمجرور والمنصوب والمرفوع. So it's a very advanced subject. And yes, when you're speaking, you're not going to be able to get the right conjugation every single time, especially when it's all done extemporaneously off the top of my head without any preparation. So if you're going to go through this, you're going to find plenty of mistakes. The other thing is, do understand that all Arabs, the preponderant, the dominant language is their mother dialect, not the Arabic Fusha. Meaning even though we learned Arabic in school, it was just another subject like geography and history and physics and biology. It was a subject that we studied. Either you were interested or you were not interested. Many people are not interested, and they were not interested until now. They don't know qawaid. And they don't even know sarf. So what is the dominant thing among a Lebanese person or a Tunisian or a Moroccan or an Egyptian is our local dialect. So if you're gonna see, if we use a certain, the word nimr, we say nimr. Actually, if you look in the Arabic ma'ajim, you'll find it's actually namr. The tiger is with a fatha. The entire Lebanese population says nimr. Even our teachers in school taught us nimr. So if I come and say today nimr, you say, look at this guy doesn't know Arabic. You cannot say that. You cannot call these out. So my mistakes were either of grammatical nature or things like this, which you're calling schoolboy, but you don't apply the same thing to you. They're not schoolboy. This is my local dialect. يعني أنا هلا لو بدي أحكيك لبناني ما له علاقة باللغة العربية اللي أنت بتشوفها بالكتب بأي حال من الأحوال. يعني هن بوادي ونحن بوادي. عم تفهم شو عم بحكي حبيبي؟ لغتنا بتختلف. أنت جاي تتفلسف هلا على طريقة الحكي والأحرف وتجي تعمل لي فيها أنك أنت فهمان، وأنت ربنا سبحانه وتعالى منك فهمان. أنت منك فهمان شيء. سبحان الله منك فهمان. بأخي لا تجنني الله يرضى عليك. لا تتفلسف لا أنت ولا غيرك. So for you to go through hundreds of hours to make a compilation, which they said 100 mistakes and they were not 100. It was really the same mistake being repeated because they're happy they caught this one word. This one word where I made a mistake based on even Yahi call it a mistake. Is this the same as you? Don't even, not in any given video of yours, you have to butcher whatever you wind up reading. Now, here's the irony. Those Deobandis, for whatever reason, look at my stance. If you want to put me and Brother Shamsi in the same camp, we could technically belong to the same camp. Yet when these Deobandis criticize Shamsi for making major blunders in the Quran, I called them out. I called them out, said, even though you're doing great in your da'wah, you as a da'i, you're not allowed to be making these mistakes. Just like Muhammad Hijab, who has hundreds, thousands of mistakes in his recitation of the Quran. Not allowed to be making these mistakes as a da'i. Either you know the ayah or be quiet. Don't be trying to do, irtijal or ijtihad, whether you will remember the ayah or not, and wind up changing the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I called out Shamsi because I'm a man of truth, not a man of individuals and affiliations. And I called him out, and it bothered him that I called him out. And I will still call him out. And I will call Uthman bin Farouk. And anyone that you think I'm at an affiliation with, I will call them out for their for not sticking to the principles and for not doing their homework and not doing their job. You cannot afford to make these mistakes. You, on the other hand, you people don't have the same standards. You are the people with the double standards, if anything, because here these Deobandis, they know that you're doing all of these butchering of the Arabic language and not even a peep is said. Adi, ghatti, gaffil. But for me, they're all over the place. Why? See, I call that Shamsi. They should call you out. But, we all know when it's affiliations, they override sincerity. So here, what did you just say?
Obviously, we don't. Again, أخف مفسدتين.
ما في شيء مفسدتين. There's no such thing as مفسدتين. مفسدتين. There's no مفسدتين. It's with the fatha on the scene, not with the kasra on the scene. Yani this is pure. This حتى اللبناني والسرلنكي والمغربي والتونسي والجزائري والمصري بيقول لك مفسدتين. This is from your keys, as they say, from your own bag.
Obviously, I don't go. I'll be honest with you. Like when the protests were going on, I didn't go.
Jazakallah khair, ya bro Hajji. And you didn't go. Why do you want me to go? If you didn't go, why do you want me to go? Good that you didn't go.
I didn't go to the one in London. I didn't want to go to the one in Bradford.
Bravo.
I didn't go to the one where they were taking place. The ones in Leicester as well, where they went as well. I didn't go. Why? Because I do have reservations.
I have the same reservations.
Because of the ma'asiyah that is taking place. I didn't go. Go ask anyone. I didn't go.
I believe you. You didn't go. Why do you want me to go? You want me to go to the place of ma'asiyah. And you want for me what you don't want for yourself. Wasn't the hadith that لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you shall believe until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Anta, you love for yourself something and you will love for me something, the opposite of that. You want me to go to a place of masiyah while you're chilling at home? Hey.
Because I do agree with you that there are issues. And that's me. But people say, okay, look, we want to get our voices heard. Yes, if there is certain, ma'asiyah taking place, we'll move away from that. And then if there's music playing or dancing, we'll move away and we'll just voice our concern, etc., etc. Now, this was going on under your nose. Yeah.
What's going on under my nose, يا أخي? Under my nose is my mustache, ورب الكعبة ورب الذي رفع السماء بغير عمد. What's under my nose is my mustache. Under my nose is no concerts and no music festivals and nothing, none of those. I did not even know. I don't even know about those events. Do you even know that? Wallahi, I don't even know about them until after they happen. Until someone, actually I discover about them usually from Daniel's Telegram. After they happen, I see a post, I'm like, oh really, that was here? Oh, there's no rapper. Who's this rapper? I don't even know who these rappers are. I don't even know who these artists are. So nothing is happening under my nose. I'm busy in my own world, akhi. I'm busy with my own world, my own family, my own, my own workouts, my own lifestyle. I play sports. I'm not into any of this stuff and I don't care.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing? Type. Here. The classical hit, It's Bad. This Habibi was delivered in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. So I've already highlighted the ruling on music way back. What else would you like me to do? Do you want me to post this video every time there's a concert? I should make a new video. Tell me what you want. Should I deliver a new lecture on the ruling on music? And I have another lecture titled, Can I celebrate this? About the ruling of celebrating National Day and Christmas and, Isra and Mi'raj and Mawlid and all that. Would you like me every time there's an event that I have to deliver a new lecture? Or would you like me to post my old lecture? What is it that you're requiring of me that I'm not fulfilling according to your standards so that I have double standards? In my opinion, if anybody were to ask me, what is your opinion about music and those, I will say, oh, this is haram. What would you like me to do? I tell you what you want me to do. What you guys want is once they happen, you want me to make a statement criticizing them in order to fall into the thing which we've been telling you from day one you're not supposed to fall into. And please, I beg you, refer to my latest sharh of Arba'in An-Nawawee by Sheikh bin Uthaymeen, and especially the hadith of Ad-Din al-Nasiha, where we highlighted, where you got this clip from, where we highlighted how we're supposed to deal with the rulers. And you are not supposed to be highlighting those mistakes and those errors to the public. I am not supposed to choose the time when they happen and for me to say, oh, by the way, this is the ruling on these matters. Rather, this is the very opposite. But my positions, are made public. You want me to do them contextually so I can fall into something that I would never want to fall into, which I believe is a type of khuruj, which is khuruj bil lisan. And public criticism of the ruler is, I believe, against Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. From the usul of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, why would I violate the deen of Allah? And why would I oppose the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? And why would I be muhad lillahi wa rasulih to please you or please anybody else in the world? Wallah, none of you are worth it. Uqsum billah, all of you, the whole ummah is not worth it that I oppose Allah and His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. I have a ruling from Islam about how I'm supposed to conduct myself. You don't know these ahadith, that's your problem, habibi. If the only hadith you know is that the best jihad is kalimat haqq and the sultan jair, that's your problem. You don't know the other 100 hadith that tell you about dealing with the rulers during, easy times and difficult times, and whether they prefer people over you, and even if he were to hit you back and, take your money and we don't obey them in disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal. Clear cut. Nobody forced me to go to a concert and I went to the concert, or I didn't. Nobody even talks to me. I'm not forced to involve myself. He's not commanding anyone. If those things are happening, no one is forced to do them. People do them on their own accord. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You can't follow the sunnah nowadays without being a bu'lika. A bu'lika.
You from the path of Allah.
Oh,
When I
ma'alish. So that's the ruling on music, habibi.
He was silent. Now, this is Saudi National Day in 18.
I'm not silent.
No, in Saudi National Day in 19. 19 was a bit more freer. It was mixing. They were blocking up traffic. You see it? There was traffic blocked up.
On those days, I don't go out. Every single year, there's a national day, I don't go out. Because I don't like traffic and I don't like to see any of this.
So what happened there? Where was your voice then? They were dancing openly. You heard the music. Where were you?
I didn't hear the music. You heard the music. Ya akhi, Allah yahdik. You are the one who heard the music. Wallahi, I've never seen those footages. I've never seen this footage. Not on video, and from what I remember, not even live. Allahumma, except when we had to go somewhere on a national day, and maybe we've seen some things, people with flags. All I've seen is people with flags. I've actually never seen what you've showed me for the first time. And what you showed the whole, whoever is among your followers, 17K, I don't know how many of them actually watch your videos. You're the one who's showing them, and I'm seeing it along with them. So, what did you want me to do when I've never seen those? Under my nose, again under my nose. I didn't know I was such a big shot, man. Like I was running the city. You think I'm a mobster or a gangbanger or a mafia? What do you think I am? Running the show over here? These are things that happen under my nose. Abu Mussab, you a hypocrite. You a hypocrite. You're not saying anything when these things are happening. Why aren't you in the street stopping the people? Please.
Where was your voice? There was also women, you see, what did he say? When the banat...
I didn't see the women.
Unite. So they were in the traffic playing music as well. So where were you then?
I was at home minding my business. These are times of fitan. I was at home minding my business as per the advice of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was protecting my deen. Something that you did, apparently, in the UK, when they were protests and things of this nature.
What I'm saying? You've got no standards. You've got no principles.
By Allah, I ask you right now, do you really feel in the depth of your heart that this is fair, akhi? By Allah, are you willing to say this in front of Allah that I have no standards? Because you're trying to superimpose on me your own standard of what I should do and what I shouldn't do, based on you being completely ignorant of the context and the situation and everything that I'm talking about. Yani, you're telling me right now, if there was a Christmas celebration in your office, that I expect you to make a video where you go to the actual Christmas celebration and you shut everybody up and tell them this is haram, Christmas is not a valid celebration, Jesus was not celebrating Christmas, blah blah blah. And if you don't, I'm gonna say that you're a coward because you didn't go to your employers and tell them. What kind of expectation would I want from you? Nothing, habibi. If you didn't go to the Christmas party that your company was holding, then you're a great employee, jazakallah khair, and you're minding your business. Am I going to say that you have no... Is that your expectation? If a person doesn't make a video where he doesn't stop the actual party, that means he has no standards?
You want to criticize this because it suits your narrative. It suits your filthy sewage methodology.
My narrative, my filthy sewage methodology? I don't have no filthy sewage methodology. Akhi, my methodology is that of the Salaf. Are you calling the way of the Salaf sewage? Are you saying the way of the Salaf is sewage? Are you saying the ijma', which I will quote later, from all of these imams is sewage. Ya Shaykh, taqillah, ya Hajji, taqillah.
But this, because you're living there, because you live in Saudi Arabia, man, that's what it is. Everything goes on there, but you just keep silent. So I'm saying, if you're...
How am I keeping silent? I've given a lecture about every one of those matters. You will not think of any matter except that I've given a talk about it, and it's on in public for free with no ads for the whole ummah to watch. And everybody knows where those lectures were recorded, and people attended them physically, asked them. Everything, imitating the disbelievers, music, celebrations, you name it, ruling on smoking, shisha, whatever you could imagine, mixing, men and women, everything. I've already given lectures on. Akhi, what else do you want from me? What else? I told you what you want. You want me to go and put this lecture in front of a government building. Say, oh, so they could say, oh, mashallah, Mussab, jazakallah khair. Yalla, bismillah. Yalla, change. Yalla, let the change begin. Abu Mussab is outside. Oh, they're going to tell me, ta'al ya, ta'al. Wish to be. What do you want? He said, I'm going to make the change. I'm going to make the change. I'm going to be the brave man who's going to sacrifice my life and, my whole thing just so I could do inkar al-munkar. While this is the epitome of munkar, because the Prophet ﷺ specifically told you not to do this. You guys just don't understand. Trying to have you understand, you don't understand. Sucks.
silent, fair enough, we could say, afu. We'll say, you know what, we don't know, you're probably, because out of fear, you don't say nothing.
Fear? There's no fear, akhi. We don't fear. We fear none but Allah. We speak the word of truth. We speak the word of truth. I'm telling you what the ruling is. All I'm doing is obeying the Prophet ﷺ in terms of not being a Khariji. I don't want to be among those who criticize the rulers publicly because it's not from Islam. Plain and simple. And the examples that you've highlighted in your videos are exceptions to the rule that have been refuted by scholars.
You keep silent because you don't want to be looked down upon as a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite.
Jazakallah khair.
This was happening under your nose, man. You live in Saudi Arabia, man.
Jazakallah khair. I'm a hypocrite because it happened under my nose. I think I've already answered that. I'm not going to answer it again. But I believe even your own followers who tend to hate me and hate the madkhalis, I think even those are going to say, Brother Hajji, I think this one, maybe you didn't, not much tawfiq in this particular point. And I'm telling you, there's not much tawfiq because there's no hypocrisy and there's no fear and nothing. I've done my job. I just haven't done the job according to your narrative, which is quite a dangerous one, I would say, in terms of how bad it is in opposing the Sunnah.
So this was happening at the concerts. We're going to get to that as well. Don't worry, we're going to get to that later as well. Nothing. So nothing you say can be taken seriously.
Wallahi, alhamdulillah, a lot that I say is taken seriously because I tell the people the way of the Salaf. I quote the Quran, I quote the Sunnah, I quote the understanding of the early generations. The people take it seriously. The fact that you're not taking it seriously doesn't really matter, with all due respect.
Nothing you say can be taken seriously.
A lot that I'm saying is taken seriously. Trust me. Alhamdulillah.
Please, this hypocrisy is not going unnoticed.
There's no hypocrisy, jazakallah khair. Please, fear Allah and don't accuse me of hypocrisy when there's absolutely none. I might be a sinful person on my own, so I'm a hypocrite in that regard. I don't consider myself to be an amazing believer. I'm a person that is full of sins. Individually, between me and Allah, I'm a terrible Muslim. So yes, I perceive myself to be a hypocrite. I don't think I'm a righteous person at all. So that we can set the record straight. I don't praise myself and think that I'm above anyone else in terms of iman and in terms of, amal salih. But I definitely have yaqeen that I'm upon the truth. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh. I know that we are upon the truth in terms of how we follow the orthodox teachings of Islam. That I have no doubt about. That I'm pretty confident about. But for you to say that I'm a hypocrite on that level, not on the level of me not being a righteous Muslim, that's transgression, Habibi.
What it shows, and let me just say as it is, my dear brother, is that because you live there, you just have a double standard. You would overlook. I'm not saying you're justifying. Again, that's strong to a certain extent. I won't say you justify their
I like the fairness
issues. You ignore it conveniently.
I don't ignore it conveniently either. Believe me, when people ask me, and I have a Q&A, brother, I have a Q&A session at the end of every class. People ask me all kinds of questions. I answer those straight up. I don't conveniently avoid. If I'm not making a clip for the whole world, that's a whole nother story.
Conveniently ignored. I could go as far as saying that. Yes, you'll start and you'll go to the rulers. You kind of sort of, make excuses for them. You go out your way because of this neo-Najdi, connection, Ali Saud, Ali Sheikh. And, again, I don't want to get into that. I've got Takfiri Tendencies Part 3 coming out and we'll discuss that there. But, brother, if you want to be taken seriously, stop behaving like a hypocrite. Honestly.
Hamas is a hizb, is a cult of people that conspire and work along with the Shia.
Okay, we're going to fast forward.
And they work along with the design. Sheikh Al-Albani said, he says about the name on the state of the Zionists.
طيب.
And Allah Azza wa Jal.
Book a ticket, go to Gaza and advise them.
All right, Habibi, let's go to the website. Let's go to the website of Palestine. مركز المعلومات الوطني الفلسطيني. You go through this entire thing, أخي, and I've done other research elsewhere to find out about Hamas as being the rulers, and I find absolutely nothing except on Wikipedia. All that you guys have is that Hamas are the supposed rulers of the Gaza Strip, while on another website, in a previous talk, I don't know where it is right now, I've actually highlighted, I had this discussion with people on Twitter. I even shared screenshots where actually the government, the actual rulers of Palestine, which according to this one, let's see here, النظام السياسي, منظمة التحرير الفلسطينية, زعماء منظمة التحرير الفلسطينية. So this one speaks about the Nash'a. There's another place here where it says that the person in charge, where is it? The person in charge is this Abbas guy or whatever his name is. And it mentions that Hamas are among the troublemakers to the government. It's actually an entity that has problems with the government. Yes, they've gone through election and what have you, but they're not considered to be the rulers of Palestine. And I've asked you, I'll ask you now, I've asked others before, but it's not fair for you, so I haven't asked you before. I'll ask you, prove to me, beyond the shadow of doubt, that Hamas is considered to be حاكم شرعي للدولة الفلسطينية. And if so, wallahi, I will retract those statements that I said about them, because I'm sticking to the position that you shouldn't speak about Muslim rulers of whichever country. You also said that I convenient to speak about Gulf. No, wallahi, the people asking me about Egypt, about Turkey, about what other countries? Afghanistan, anywhere. There are people in charge and they are Muslims, deviant Muslims, wicked Muslims, Ash'ari Muslims, Maturidi Muslims, Madri Ish Muslims. If they are in charge, you listen and you obey, unless they tell you to disobey Allah, in which case you ignore them. I stick to this, and I will retract my criticism of Hamas if you actually prove to me the case. Just to be clear, when I made that video and up until now, I never believed that I was speaking about rulers. I don't believe that I'm speaking about rulers. If I did, I would not have said that. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayru. I don't consider them to be rulers. It's your opinion they are. It's not the opinion of the main official page of Palestine. Where is it, man? ملفات معلومات عامة القدس النظام السياسي طوائف ومذاهب وجاليات. Not this one, لأنه this is very important and relevant. إذا النظام السياسي لا السلطة التنفيذية السلطة التشريعية. I'm trying to find this because it says who is in charge, and the people in charge are not who you're Hamas is not even, I couldn't find Hamas anywhere on this website. You know how crazy that is? I could not find it anywhere on this website. Wallahi, subhanAllah, I had it earlier. It's my fault that I changed. I wanted to show you. They mentioned who the person in charge is, and they pretty much get it over with. Ala kulli hal, that's besides the point. The bottom line is, I am asking you to educate me, since you might be an expert on the subject matter and I'm not. Show me and prove to me, barakallah fiqh, where the proof that the Fath is not the actual, or the Hizb, that Hizb, and then Abu al-Abbas or Ibn Abbas, whatever his name is, Ma'mun Abbas or something like that, and there's an old one and there's a new one. As far as I know, those are the rulers of Palestine, and Hamas is managing an area, a city, a strip, or whatever you want to call it, and they've done it with conflict with the people in charge, with actual conflict with the people in charge, to me, that is problematic. Yet, if I have misunderstood the subject matter, by Allah, I will stand corrected and I will change my stance. And I will retract the statement about Hamas because I'm not into criticizing any kind of business. Does that make you happy? Is that fair?
So when it comes to certain other rulers, you've got to keep your mouth shut, and you can't talk, and you have to advise them privately, and it's not allowed, and it's this because of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now when it comes to Hamas, and it comes to the Ikhwanis, you could defame them, you could speak against them, you could go public as well, like you've just done. So why did you not advise Hamas privately? Why did you not contact them privately? Why did you not book a ticket and contact them and make your voice heard directly? Aren't they not leaders? Aren't they not leaders? Aren't they not Muslim rulers?
No.
According to you?
No, according to me, they're not.
Because it's Muslim rulers. Should I say Muslim ruler, not rulers? Okay? So, they were elected, however long ago, by the Palestinian people of Gaza. Respect their wishes. Why are you speaking against their ruler? Any Muslim rulers that you guys love to defend? So why are you attacking them publicly? Why? Explain that to me. Why? I am just presenting the matter regarding Khuruj, which is a what?
Nice.
And as I said, I've got here Al-Awasim wal-Qawasim, and as you can see on screen, I'm just going to present it first. So before we get into the historical account, that Ibn Wazir al-Yamani al-Mujtahid, okay, that he says, Al-Wajh al-Thani, okay, the second opinion. He says, أن الكلام في الخروج على إمة الجور عندهم من الشافعية من المسائل الظنية. It is, meaning خروج, that the speech.
All right, listen.
That
I actually have this book. I went through it, and it's quite awkward because this person goes through so many opinions, and there's so much conflict and contradiction within the book, where he's highlighting all kinds of opinion. I'm going to refer you to something a lot more solid and something that will cut through the chase. Because even if you look at how much look how deep you are forced to dig in order to try to justify that some scholars or some opinions or some madhahib are okay with the khuruj and that, you know, this and that. This is all that you fantasize about. Listen, ya habibi. Listen to this particular question and answer. I'm going to leave the link in the description because this video already took longer than I expected. It's supposed to be a quick reaction video, but I got carried away. I apologize. But this here, I'm going to give you the gist of it and the summary. I'm going to encapsulate it for you. Here it mentions that there's an ijma' among the ulama of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah about the prohibition of khuruj ala al-hakim al-zalim. Ala al-hakim al-zalim. That it is not allowed for you to go against him. And all of these examples that you have mentioned from people going against Al-Hajjaj or even going previous to the time of the Sahaba, and all of these, they were individual mistakes that were refuted by the scholars at their time. All the way from their time, those matters were refuted. Which is, for example, the matter of Ibn Zubayr with Abdul Malik ibn Marwan, if you could even call this khuruj, or Al-Khariji Abdul Rahman ibn Al-Ash'ath, who went out with the fuqaha after they believed Al-Hajjaj became a kafir. They only went out against him after he became a kafir. And that the correct position is that Al-Hasan al-Basri did not join them, and that the scholars advised them, and that all of those people who went out, they regretted that they wish they had not gone out. The many mistakes that happened from people that were involved in any type of khuruj that not only did not lead to any good, but was also criticized and highlighted as exceptions by Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. What I want to highlight, and you know, it was mainly by Ash'aris also, ironically, and it was merely Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri, the same person who ironically also doesn't believe that music is haram because supposedly there's no authentic hadith about it. He is the one who actually opposed the ijma'. But this right here, I'm just going to highlight this so we can nip it in the bud and we can save those confused Muslims from all this drama. He says here, ذكرت في لقاء سابق بعد أقوال الأئمة المتقدمين ممن نقل الإجماع على عدم جواز الخروج على الحاكم الظالم. I have mentioned in the previous session, the previous meeting, some of the statements of the predecessor imams in conveying the consensus about the impermissibility of going against the oppressive ruler. وإليكم بعض أسمائهم مع الإشارة للمصدر. And here are some of their names. Here are some of their names along with the reference. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. These people they narrated ijma'. They said ijma'. There's ijma' that you cannot go against the oppressive ruler. Not the hakim al-adil, al-zalim. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Bukhari, Abu Ja'far al-Tahawi, إمام حرب الكرماني، إمام أبو زرعة، والإمام ابن أبي حاتم، وأبو بكر الأثرم، إمام أبو بكر الإسماعيلي، وأبو عثمان الصابوري، والإمام ابن بطة العكبري، إمام أبو حسن الأشعري، الإمام المزدي صاحب الشافعي، إمام ابن بطة، الإمام ابن المنذر، إمام النووي، إمام ابن تيمية. Those are heavyweights. إمام نووي, who was a Shafi'i, and you were trying to quote, from the Shafi'iyya. إمام نووي, إمام ابن تيمية, إمام الحسين بن عبيد الله الطيبي, إمام ابن قطان الفاسي, الإمام أبو عمر ابن عبد البر, الإمام ابن بطال, ابن قيم الجوزية, ابن حجر العسقلاني, الإمام شمس الدين الرملي, and these are وغيرهم من كبار الأئمة المتقدمين المجتهدين. All of these have conveyed and narrated the consensus of the ulama and the ummah about the prohibition of going out against and revolting and criticizing basically the people in charge, the rulers that are oppressive, which is what you are referring to. So why are you even making a big fuss? Why are you ignoring all these imams with the ijma' and looking through a book to find some opinion of a Shafi'i and some Shafi'i here and some Maliki there and some Abu Hanifa there, where they allowed or they encourage or they endorse the type of khuruj? Why are you fetching for those shawadh, those exceptions, and ignoring the core and the asl? Why, ya akhi? Why are you deceiving the Muslims? He said that I'm deceiving the Muslims and we're creating sheep and people who cannot think by telling him this. That we are basing this on this type of material, on this type of content, on this type of principles. What are your principles? That, Fulan from Ahlul Bayt did this. يعني معصومين. Ahlul Bayt معصومين. العصمة لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. العصمة لدين الله. Didn't Aisha radiallahu anha go out and then she regretted that every time she would be reminded about the issue of Al-Jamal, she will cry until her niqab will be soaked with tears. Every time she's reminded, she wished she had never gone out. Ya akhi, you don't understand that there were ijtihadi matters and the vast majority are against this opinion, and we're being called bootlickers for sticking to something that is in line with the deen? We're calling bootlickers for even trying to promote what the Salaf were upon, which is the safety, because never ever have the people done khuruj or went in that direction except that they caused fasad fil ard wa irhaq ad-dima, and the spilling of blood and the spread of bloodshed. Never did they ever go out and successful. Never a group of Muslims did khuruj and they were successful. Do you not learn from history? So brother, give it a break, Habibi, and don't bother quoting those opinions, because the ijma' overrides all of these opinions. Right now, there are any subject, any fiqhi matter, you could find some opinions of Shafi'iyya or Hanafiyya or Malikiyya or Hanbaliyya that are opinions that are ignored. Just the mere existence does not justify and does not take away from the truth in any way. Isn't it time that you repented to Allah? Why don't we focus on something beneficial? Why don't we focus on that which will bring the Muslims closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, according to that which is safer for them? Don't be involved in what might happen eventually and you will be part of it. That's what you guys don't realize. You, Daniel, those people, you think this is all a game. You don't think there are ramifications. There's an aftermath for all of the things that you're saying. And when things happen in a way that is not good, you don't understand that you will be held accountable. You don't want to believe me? You don't want to believe me that you are digging your own grave? Take the advice of your older brother. Take the advice of your older brother who cares for you. At the end of the day, even though you've called me Shrek and you've made fun of me, no problem, Habibi, Adi, marra Adi, I forgive you. But take my advice. What you're putting out to the people, wallahi, is deception. You might be sincere, but you're sincerely wrong. You might be sincere, but you've been influenced by your surrounding. All day you have Muhammad Hijab and all these people, putting all kinds of nonsense in your head, and you feel that they're giving you something useful. Wallahi, they're deceiving you. These people are deceivers of the highest order. And the proof is beyond what we could put in words. Don't call people names anymore. Don't make another video about Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab being the leader of ISIS or Badri Ish or the criminal. Cut this crap out, bro. This is too much. Wallah, it's an overkill. You've been repeating yourself and re-echoing the same thing over and over again. It's done. It's lame and it doesn't get anybody anywhere. Let it go for your own good. Because this rhetoric of yours is problematic for you. This rhetoric of yours is problematic for the followers who have become accustomed to calling people names. Look at the comments on our channel. Your followers and Daniel's followers are the filthiest tongued people I've ever met. They have no problem passing takfir and calling us names like there's no tomorrow. Unbelievably disgusting. This is the fruits of your da'wah as well. And y'all are responsible for when the ish and the poop hits the fan and it's all massive damage. Y'all will be the ones who instigated, who laid out the foundation, who paved the way, who facilitated, and who incited the people to go in that direction. And you will be held accountable in one of two ways. Either one or two or both. In the dunya, if they get a hold of you, may Allah make it easy for you. And the akhirah, because you will be responsible for all the damage that will happen to the Muslims, and it could be both. So fear Allah and cut it.